Okay, welcome to Water Matters. Tonight we'll be discussing water issues and ways of dealing with water. My name's Andrew. I'll be one of your presenters tonight. I also have Lewis on my left, Hamish on my right. The topic of discussion tonight is going to be what strategies could be put in place to minimise the effects of flash flooding in Brisbane, and what relief would this bring. But first, a poem to set the tone for tonight's topic, read by Hamish Wilson, alias Drifting Wood, author of High Tide, co-founder of Labourers of Vital Earth, or LOVE, and an authority on expansive water management. Tonight's poem is entitled Twilight on the Water.
High as a kite, or like an eagle at flight. Suddenly, I noticed the waves. Not that I didn't notice them before, but now I notice the way that they curl, reflecting the sunlight in the dappling motion of the infinite ocean, unleashing the twilight upon everything in my sight, devouring thy ego, O Mother Ocean, thou of blind devotion.
So, welcome back to the topic for tonight, which is what strategies could be put in place to minimise the effects of flash flooding in Brisbane, and what relief would this bring? Well, I think first the best thing to probably start with is to look at the situation that exists right now, and how we've ended up in this situation with major flash flooding, and the fact that the dams are full and they've had to release the dams, keep releasing the water from the dams, and that's building on top of the water that's already there, and we can see the damage that's being caused. So what we propose is that swales, shanampers, and revegetation of the land is some of the key principles needed to help control the water's flow as it flows through the system, and to help it sort of expand across the land, rather than be centralised into dams, which have proven on many occasions not to work.
Yeah, and as well as slow it down. And
slow it down. That's the key to the swales.
That's right.
So what we're saying is that the flash floods are a byproduct of our complacency with the most influential force of nature, being the water cycle. And so Labourers of Vital Earth would like to facilitate a expansive water management system throughout the catchment of the areas that are prone to these floods, as opposed to the centralised water management systems that are currently in place, which have everything to do with the speed at which the water is racing down the system. In volumes, it causes mass destruction, and at the end of the day, there's no water left in the environment for the growth and for the nature and for all things that need that most vital substance.
So Labourers of Vital Earth, we believe that basically we have an alternative which supports all life by maximising on the benefits of water spread through the environment in a holistic, strategic manner, enabling participation of the whole community, knowledge, land and labour to be affected by the water. What we propose is basically that as a group of people willing to perform earth care and care for people, we propose that an expansive water management system must be put in place, and for these systems to be utilised for food production and reforestation of the land to help produce food for the people who live in that local area and the surrounding areas, as well as to help contain and control and stabilise the water system in which we live, because the planet is planet Oceania. So the mechanisms that we propose are basically the swaling of the land with the use of shenampers in the clay pans and not in the gullies. The beginning of Labourers of Vital Earth as a group of 3 what we call flags, just 3 different types, which are basically the people who own the land or the love spot proprietors, the people with the expansive water knowledge, which is the core group here tonight, as the whalers, who come in to set up the expansive water management, the swales, the shenampers, and to control the flows of the water. And then the S.W.A.Gs, who are people who are willing to help in the creation of environmentally friendly, highly productive ecosystems designed mainly for human production and use, but with the greater mind of restoring the Earth's stability in climate and in soil, and to stop soil erosion.
Well, I think a lot of people take water for granted, and although we may remember water as being an important part of our lives, we still don't fully acknowledge that fact for what it really is, and we need to take action where we see that importance. So we need to really appreciate what the water means to all life on this planet. That's why I love Hamish's poems, because they Hamish puts it in a really easy to understand. You don't have to think about it, you just know it. And in a very playful, poetic sense.
What we would like to see is an awakening of people's consciousness to the fact that without the use of expansive water management, swales, shenampers, revegetation of land, our situation is only going to get more dire, with either more worse floods or drier, longer droughts. And we believe that the use of swales and the use of shenampers and the expansive water management systems is a fundamental part of restoring the Earth's balance and making use of all available resources, including the most important one, which is water.
Putting the community to work. A system where those with the knowledge, those with the land, and those with the initiative, those with the energy, those with the will, can get together and create gardens and beneficial water systems that provide the whole environment with what it needs. We need to facilitate. We need to facilitate community, and we need to do this by having a common focus. And we need that common focus to be the obvious one, which we all know is the most vital thing. We need to make that common focus the health of the water, and by doing so, the health of our environment and the health of our community, our culture, the health of the air, the health of the ocean, the health of the soils. We need to have that common focus on that one thing that benefits everything and all of us. And we need to get serious about this, because we can all see with our own two eyes that our common systems in place are having a very, a negative effect on everything. So time to get it together. Labourers of Vital Earth are right here, and we've got the understanding and the information and the people and the know-how and the willingness to the people we know are behind the health of all things.
You can get the website at SS Groundwork. That's ssgroundwork.co.cc. Support Labourers of Vital Earth.
And this is how it is. Water is life. Life is art. And water art is the smart place to start. Don't be late. The time is now. There are no mistakes in the realm that'll show you how to create life. Here, the water spirit runs rife. So gather the moisture that comes your way, and with it, display your creative juices and love of life. Water caressing hard rock in the serpent's motion fills the ocean with pleasure, and our weather might improve. Water is life. Life is art. Water art is the smart place to start. Art isn't what we do. Art isn't what we drink. Art isn't what we eat. Art isn't what we think. Art is where we meet. Water art is this planet's exponential treat, which gets us back on our feet. Evolutionary cycle complete. We no longer need to compete with each other. We all have the same grandmother. We are all brother and sister, son and daughter of a creation story told by water. And if we want to look after ourselves, then realise the health of this planet is vital, and know the nature of this space is tidal. Planet Oceania.
Labourers of Vital Earth.